What's up, everybody? I've been having a pretty tough time with Dishonored 2. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Nick Banks coming at you from all things PlayStation 4, and today I've got a little confession to make to you guys. And the reason I want to make this confession is assuming people who have been following my videos so far would appreciate me being completely honest and clear and transparent with them. So that's what this video is all about. And I'm just going to cover Dishonored 2 and the PlayStation VR. And the reason I'm confessing about them is because of the lack of content that I've delivered on those two things so far. Now, with it being just me on my own, little old me, trying to bash his way through the industry as best he can and deliver quality information to you guys, obviously I am going to miss quite a lot. So the things that I end up covering tend to be quite selective. So in the case of Dishonored 2, that definitely fell into one of the areas that I wanted to cover explicitly and thoroughly as best I could, and frankly by now I really did hope that I would have got the review out to you guys by now, a full written review with a complimentary video review in there at the same time. And so this is it. This is the reason why it hasn't come out yet on my site or on my YouTube channel. I've been having a hard time with Dishonored 2, not because it's a bad game. It's taking me a very long time to get through it. Yes, it is not the kind of game that you can rush. And also I've been having a hard time with it, not because of any fault on the developers front, although I suppose you could debate that. So the issue that I've been having is that Dishonored 2 turns out to be one of those games where the developers expect you to have a really nice, big, fancy, high-end, high-definition television. Now me, I'm living on a shoestring budget over here, so my TV is none of those things. It's perfectly serviceable, it's quite nice and big, it is high definition, but not as high a definition as the modern gaming industry would want. And so as a result, I have a really hard time playing Dishonored 2 and recognizing threats in the distance. Or reading documents. You know, I'm squinting and I'm leaning forward, and sadly that has made it a bit of a jaded experience for me. There aren't many games out there that do this, but they are few and far between, and they are out there. And if you're like me and you're unlucky and you have an older television set, then you will likely have experienced similar problems. And just so you guys are aware, I am a perfectionist player when it comes to stealth games. You know, if I get spotted or if an alarm goes off, strictly speaking, I can continue playing the level and bash my way through it. But there's that little part of me as a gamer that just will not settle for it. And as soon as it happens, I press start and reload checkpoint. So obviously with this issue that I'm saying where I can't spot alerts or enemies or threats until the last minute, when they're right up in my face, when it's too late and it's already hit the fan, then I'm obviously penduluming, I'm swinging back and forth, and I'm reloading the game and doing it all over again. So that's why it's taking a long time for me to get to the end of this game. As a lot of you I'm sure are aware, I won't review a game until I've finished it, and that's only fair practice. So my experience of Dishonored 2 so far has been, unfortunately, quite a frustrating one, which is a shame because I really enjoyed Dishonored 1, and I even bought the collector's edition for Dishonored 2. I really wanted to support the developers because I was really excited for it this time around, and of course everything I'm saying, it is no reflection on the game itself. You know, if you have a decent TV, unlike me, then I'm sure you're probably having a perfectly fine time with it. This is the reason why I haven't yet released any reviews on my YouTube channel or my website for this game, because I am still bashing away with it, still slogging my way up to the end, and it's a very big shame for me to have to admit that. So I've been swinging back and forth on the spectrum of taking the game seriously and slowing down and just doing my best to play it how it's intended, to be stealthy, and going from that to just going, oh sod it, I just want to get to the end now and get on with things, and go loud. So that is the honest truth why we haven't had the review yet, because I've had a very tumultuous relationship with Dishonored 2 thus far, sadly. And next up we have my little confession on the PlayStation VR. Bit of a double whammy video this one, a double topicer. So I want to talk about why I haven't really covered the PlayStation VR yet. I just want to make you guys aware. Obviously, all I am to you is a set of videos and sets of pieces of information on the website. So I just want to make you guys aware that it is just me, little old me, working on my own, bashing away at the dream of writing and talking about video games and getting paid for it. So, you know, that does mean that I'm on a shoestring budget. At that point, of course, the situation speaks for itself. Now, the reason I'm saying this to you is that I am aware maybe a lot of my followers could be thinking, well, why hasn't he covered this? Why hasn't he done that? Well, this is me opening myself up as a human being to you, not a faceless set of videos, and saying, I can't afford it, sadly. Despite images and presentation of my channel and my site, I am not made of money, and I wish I was, but I simply can't scoop into my back pocket and scoop out £350 and grab myself a VR headset. So what am I doing to get around this? All I can do, and that was make a very chunky, well thought out sales pitch to my mother and my father to try and help me out this Christmas so I can get a VR headset, because believe me, I am perfectly aware of how crucial it is to the continuing professional image of my site and of my YouTube. So here's hoping they will deliver this Christmas. It's not often I ask them for anything, but this is my last resort, because I'm not going to cough up 350 quid out of the blue, sadly. I wish I could. And yes, that does mean that I have been paying for each and every game that I have delivered in reviews to you guys. And just think about November. Oh, November. We had Tomb Raider, we had Titanfall, we had Battlefield 1. You're looking at around 150 quid in 1 month there, just so I can bring these reviews to you guys. But that's how important all of this is to me. It feels like I am gradually working towards an end goal where hopefully one day I won't have to pay for video games to review them for you guys. And a little bit of good news, actually, we have actually made a little bit of ground with Koei Tecmo, and they have offered me a review copy of their upcoming game Berserk, and I am looking at getting a digital code for Attack on Titan as well, because I know that I missed that one. So we are making progress. We're getting there gradually, guys, but we're not quite there. Near future, near future. And as usual, I do want to say, if you enjoyed this video, or any other videos of mine that you might watch after this one, if you're only just tuning in, please do rate, comment, subscribe, like, share, all the other little tidbit words that other YouTubers like to use on the ends of their videos. Do those things. And with regards to the first half of this video about Dishonored 2, I'm actually really curious about your experience of it. If you have played it already, and maybe if you do have a big swanky fancy pants TV, have you had trouble looking at it? Have you had trouble zoning in your eyeballs into the threats and all the other things to be aware of in a stealth game, or have you had the same problem as me on a standard, not a standard definition telly, but a not as good telly, and you just keep getting caught over and over? I don't know, maybe I suck balls at Dishonored 2, who knows, but for me, the slower I take it, the more I try to concentrate and focus and slow down and try to take the game seriously, it still hits the fan and everything still goes loud, and it's been very frustrating for me. So I'm trying to figure out if this is something to factor into the review, to factor into calling it a good game or a bad game. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Try and help me figure out how I'm going to handle this review. It's not something a reviewer should normally have to ask, but Dishonored 2 has left me with little to no choice. And I suppose I'll wrap it up there. This is Nick Banks with a little double confessional update for you for all things PlayStation 4, signing off now. I'll see you soon.